Show Low Ford's presentation of local sports on iTalk 1067 FM and iTalk1067.com. Also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Summit Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, and Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. And now, Sholo Ford presents local sports on iTalk 1067 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Welcome into St. John's, Arizona, and Sholo Ford's presentation of Little League All-Star Baseball, the Majors Division here on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com. We've got a winner's bracket game tonight between the number 1 seed Mountain Pines. They are the home team against Silver Creek as they beat St. John's last night 18-0 or 16-0, something like that, to advance. And we're going to get into real quick our Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center injury report. Summit Regional Medical Center has everything your athlete needs to get back in the game. Camden, any injuries to report?
Well, Mountain Pines actually had one of their all-stars went down. He was playing in a exhibition game and caught a ball off a bunt, busted his finger.
Oh,
so he's actually out today, and he had suffered a broken wrist earlier in the season, in the regular season. He came back for all-stars, and then he had to sit out for all-stars. So it's been a tough season for him.
Okay, so that's our Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Injury Report. Again, Summit Regional Medical Center has everything your athlete needs to get back in the game. Maddox Wall leading off, swing and a miss there from Elias Klein is pitching on the hill today for Mountain Pines. So strike one to Maddox Wall.
Klein, the coach's son.
There's a ball hit. Nice play there by the catcher for out number 1.
Well, that's a good one to get out. Now, one of the advantages Silver Creek has today, Brian, is they've got a game under their belt already.
They do. They played last night and played well.
Pummeled St. John's last night.
This is Paxton Everett, number 2 hitter. Here's the pitch from Klein. Fastball up and out for ball 1. Our Northland Pioneer College sponsors our innings. If you're looking to start your college education, do it at your hometown college with the lowest tuition in the state, now offering bachelor degree programs in education and business at Northland Pioneer College. Everett with a line shot back up the box for a single.
22, Bracken.
And that's going to bring up Bracken Core.
Well, we saw that last night. This 1, 2, 3, and 4 hitting crew just jumping on early pitches and driving them well.
Here's the pitch, curveball up. There's a stolen base attempt, and he is in safe as Everett as he steals that one as Core takes the first pitch, curveball up for ball 1.
You saw a little speed there by Everett.
Great speed. Camden, you talked about first pitches last night. I want to say out of the first 8 hitters last night's game, 7 of them swung at the first pitch as Core hits a line shot into right field. Here round comes Everett from third, play at the plate, gets by the catcher. Everett slides in safe, and Bracken Core with the single and the RBI.
They are so aggressive on the base pass, and you love to see this. I'm telling you, this is a lot of fun to watch. These kids just do an incredible job of taking bases and taking opportunities. Coaching this coaching staff, you can tell they've been working with these kids for a long time, and they've done a great job getting them ready for this all-star game.
No, this is the type of coaching I like. Put the pressure on the defense, make the defense make plays, make throws, as Jeremiah Jamison takes first pitch, ball 1 outside. We do want to get into our Ace Hardware keys to the game. Ace Hardware has a 24/7 locksmith. So next time you're locked out of your car, just need a key replaced any hour of the day or night, any night of the week, call Ace Hardware in Pine Top, Overguard, and Sholo. Camden, you talked about Silver Creek having a game under their belt. What is the key for Mountain Pines as they sat and didn't play last night? What advantages or disadvantages do they have tonight?
Well, they've got to settle the nerves. Obviously, early on in this game, there's going to be a lot of nerves. Silver Creek's had a chance to get those out already, and Mountain Pine's going to have to be able to settle into this game quickly because Silver Creek's ready to go, and we saw they were really ready to go last night. I mean, this team looks like a team that's not not just starting an all-star tournament. This is a team that looks like they are ready to win an all-star tournament.
100%. They, again, came out swinging bats. And so that's our Northland or our Ace Hardware keys to the game as Jamison goes down swinging. Here's Riker Bjorn. Bjorn, first pitch curveball, takes that for inside, called strike one. Again, if you need a key replaced or just made, you need a locksmith, get a hold of Ace Hardware in Pine Top, Overguard, and Sholo. There's a fastball outside for ball one. 1-1 the count. Again, Elias Klein on the mound for Mountain Pines. He's dealing. Throws the ball well, got a little curveball going, as that one just a little far outside for ball two.
I'll tell you the thing I love to see in Klein is just his confidence. He looks confident up there.
Here's the pitch. Just inside for ball three to Bjorn. 3 balls, 1 strike the count to Bjorn. Runner on second is Bracken Core. 1-0 here in the top of the first, as there's a ball driven through the 3-4 hole into right field. Round third comes Core. Second baseman throws it in. Core slides in safe. Back pick to first. And now Riker Bjorn, again, Camden, talking about speed, showing off the speed, getting in a second. There's a great replay shot of Bracken Core sliding in safely. Here it is again. Nice slide there is Bjorn with the single and the RBI. And now he's at second base on the throw.
Well, you talked about Wills, and there's a lot of kids on this, I want to call them Snowflake, this Silver Creek team. They've got a lot of players that can run, and they run well. Very athletic team.
There's a ball hit to the shortstop, a little off the fist. In between the pitcher and shortstop in no man's land, and Carter Christensen going to get a single out of that one. Bjorn moves up to third, and Silver Creek, with these kids made up from Snowflake and Taylor, got runners on the corner here, already leading 2-0 here in the top of the first.
We're going to see if Mountain Pines has got a play for that throw down to second here.
Klein with the pitch. Fastball right down the middle for a called strike one. This is James Ramberg. Ramberg, the catcher for Silver Creek. And again, this Mountain Pines Little League team is made up of kids from Sholo and the Pine Top area. As there's a fastball outside, runners on the move, pump fake from the catcher, no throw down as Christensen makes it in the second. And now on a 1-1 pitch with Ramberg, Silver Creek's got 2 runners in scoring position.
Well, not a lot of a play there that time. In fact, the shortstop didn't even come over to cover, so.
There's a ball hit down the line just out of the reach of the first baseman for a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball.
So if you're a catcher, you're wanting your shortstop to come over and cover that. So if you make a fake throw, the runner at third thinks that it's actually going to go down, and maybe you get him off the bag. But
there's another Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball into the bleachers down that first base line. Camden, I'm going to make a prediction. I haven't seen Mountain Pines hit yet, but just looking at some of the athletes, the look that they have, I'm going to say we're at least going to have one Comfort Fit Dentures home run tonight.
Well, that'd be fun to see.
We had one last night from Tadash from the White Mountain Apaches hit one. Wind or no wind, this thing was an absolute bomb out of right field last night. And there's going to hit out to center field, and that is in between the shortstop and the center fielder. 1 run is in. Round third comes Christensen, and Silver Creek has a 4-0 lead here in the top of the first.
Well, you talked about getting those Comfort Fit Dentures home runs, and we've got some wind blowing out to straightaway center here tonight. Not a lot. It's it's actually a beautiful night, gorgeous night tonight.
Awesome.
And but with that little bit of wind, if they can just get it up, they might get a chance to see some go out tonight.
First pitch to Cash Olberg outside for ball 1. So James Olberg over at first base, 2 RBI single, and a 4-0 lead for Silver Creek over Mountain Pines here early, as it's only the top of the first. Klein with the pitch gets Olberg to chase. We saw that last night as Olberg chased a few up and out of the zone. So coach is trying to talk to him now about staying within himself and not chasing that high ones, but
It's hard to lay off.
oh, so is.
Olberg's a kid that could go yard, I think. I'd be real worried about putting one over the heart of the plate for him.
Klein gets his sign, comes set, and delivers. A curveball inside for ball 2.
And Quinn Ashton is an umpire that will give you that inside pitch if you can catch some black, and that one just a little too much inside.
No, with that viewer tuning in our first game, very consistent was Quinn Ashton. As there's a ground ball over the shortstop across the diamond, and couldn't get it picked by the first baseman as that one was thrown in the dirt. Unfortunately for Olberg,
13, Dylan.
again, I'm not the official book, but that's to me an error. And now the runners on first and second for Dylan Innes. Innes is going to be on the mound tonight for the Silver Creek team to start. Klein, fastball up and in. As the runners pass ball, runners are going to move up.
Runners scooting. Man, they are quick. Both the runners recognizing right away that that's going to be a pass ball, wild pitch. And they are down to they're taking bags every opportunity they can get.
I don't know what's in the water over there in Snowflake and Taylor, but these kids have speed, and they've had speed for at least for the years that I've been up here. And I drink that water can, and it's not helping me get any faster.
Well, there's an age limit, I think.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah,
It's the fountain of youth, but it only counts until you're 18.
Yeah. Hey, this Applegate kid behind the dish here for Mountain Pines, man, he's looking sharp back there.
There's that black that you talked about, very consistent from Quinn Ashton. So if Innes doesn't like that one when he's batting, he's really going to like it when he's on the hill. As it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Runners on second and third. Silver Creek leading 4-0. And there's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. As it is 1-2. Again, runners on second and third. Silver Creek has put 4 across already in the top of the first, and Mountain Pines is yet to bat. Klein comes set and delivers. There's that curve ball. Drops right in there for a called strike 3. As you talked about, Applegate behind the plate frames that one very well. We're going to the bottom of the first. Silver Creek over Mountain Pines 4-0. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of Little League All-Star Baseball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
You have a vision, a brand to build, a message to share. You need signs that turn heads, apparel that makes a statement, banners that grab attention, and business cards to leave a lasting impression. Your success starts with the right tools. That's where we come in. Allegra Sholo brings your ideas to life with custom designs and top quality products, helping you stand out and grow your brand. Let's make something amazing together. Call Allegra Sholo today.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learn a new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
Welcome back to St. John's, Arizona, and Sholo Ford's presentation of Little League All-Star Baseball here on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com. We've got the Majors division here in St. John's, one half of the bracket, as this game is a winner's bracket with Silver Creek getting the win last night big over the host Redskins of St. John's. And they take on the number 1 seed who had the bye in Mountain Pines tonight. On the losers brackets, or on the other side, is Round Valley beat White Mountain Apaches last night, and they actually will take on the winner of this game tomorrow right here at 7:30 here in St. John's. On the losers bracket side, White Mountain Apaches beat St. John's this afternoon at the 5 o'clock game in extra innings. They beat them 10-9 to advance to tomorrow. They will take on the loser of this game tomorrow at 5 o'clock here in St. John's. The other 4 teams playing in Flagstaff tonight as Flagstaff plays Winslow, and then Holbrook plays Payson over there in Flagstaff. And then as they advance through the winners bracket final, that undefeated team will be here Saturday night. And then as the losers bracket will be played at 5 o'clock over here in St. John's on Saturday. So we are getting ready to start the bottom of the first as Braden Applegate is going to lead off for Mountain Pines.
Number 7,
and
Braden.
on the hill for Silver Creek again is Dylan
Turn off your lights,
Ennis.
please.
As they're waiting now, as there's a car in left center field with their lights on, right in everyone's eyes. As we're
Well, Brian, what do you do if you start off giving up 4 runs in the first inning?
I think you got to, from the coaching side, you got to just talk to your boys and be like, we haven't even had a chance to hit yet.
Yeah.
Don't try to do too much. Play within yourself and do what you do.
Let's get the bats going.
Yeah. Applegate's got to obviously he's trying to get on base, and never going to say he's not trying. But if you can get a leadoff base runner here, that at least shows that there's some fight left. You're not just going to lay down and not allow, Silver Creek to just kind of walk all over you like they did last night against St. John's.
Yeah, it's so important. This is, these are young kids. They play so much off of confidence. And if they've got good attitudes and have good confidence and can fight from behind,
Batting first, number
then they're going to
7,
do just fine.
Braden.
It's not going to bother them at all. And that's I think the biggest key. You just got to get runs across and put some pressure on the other team.
We saw that in this afternoon's game with White Mountain Apaches jumped out big, and then St. John's just came back as there's a first pitch swing as Applegate catches one off the hands and grounds it. One
Batting
hops it
number
right
16,
back to
Xander.
Ennis on the hill. 1 pitch, 1 out. Now for Silver Creek, you have the 4-run lead. As a coach, you never want to give up walks. They can't hit a 4-run homer here with the leadoff hitter, and Ennis pounds the strike zone and gets first pitch swinging. And there's ball 1 to Xander Keith.
Well, one of the things we need to clarify is what the pitching rules are. I still don't have a straight answer on how that works, but it's interesting because these teams are going to be playing, in some cases, 3 games in a row, 3 days in a row.
Here's a ground ball over to short. Shortstop backs up and can't make the play as it hops through, and Xander Keith is on
Batting
first
number 10,
base.
Brigden.
Tough hop there by the shortstop, and official scorebook's going to rule that a hit.
We're giving that a single, according to Camden. I'm going to scratch out that E that it was never there, and that's going to bring up Brigden Flake. Flake playing shortstop today. And again, this field is pretty beat up. They aren't unable to drag it in between games. Like normal high school games, you have a JV varsity game, gets drug in between. This one's not. So these kids are playing with some divots and some pretty big holes out there on this infield dirt.
Yeah, big home field advantage for St. John's when they play here.
Ennis with the stretch and the pitch. Ball 2 outside. Two balls, no strikes, runner on first. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a miss from Brigden Flake. Xander Keith on first base. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Silver Creek leading Mountain Pines 4-0 after that first inning. 4 runs from Silver Creek. Here's a pitch from Ennis, and that one gets away from him. 3-1 the count. We've already had some hard hits from Silver Creek, looking for that Horn Auto Center drive of the game as Flake takes that one high and draws the walk. And now Mountain Pines has got
Batting
runners on
number 1,
first and
Elias.
second for the 4-hitter Elias Klein. Klein pitching tonight, trying to help himself out with 2 runners on and 1 out here in the bottom of the first. First pitch swinging for a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. It's a great shot at Xander Keith there. Klein focused in the box. Innes set and delivers. Klein with a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball and a high fastball. He's in a hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Again, Dylan Innes on the hill for Silver Creek. Comes set and delivers. Ball right down the middle, shot into the right center gap. That's going to get to the fence. 1 run is in. 2 runs coming around third as Elias Klein with the 2 RBI double puts his name in the hat for that Deemer's glass shattering hit of the game. And Mountain Pines has cut this deficit in half as it is now 4-2.
Rally number 41, Dextry.
Silver Creek over Mountain Pines. And we're going to get a timeout again as we have more lights from a car out in right field. Waiting for the lights to get turned off.
Turn off your lights, please.
As you can hear the announcer yelling at someone to turn their lights off. There we go. We can play again as those truck lights are right in the catcher's and the batter's eye. And this is Dextry White. Dextry playing third base today for Mountain Pines. First pitch swinging, ground ball over to third. Third baseman makes a play, throws it over on a line. What an arm there by the third baseman from Silver Creek. And that third baseman, I believe.
Oh, did they call him out?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no, he was out.
Was he?
Oh, yeah. Out by a step. I don't know if we have a replay of that. But
I was about to give Dextry some props there, man. He scooted down that line quick.
Dextry was flying, and Maddox Wall has a cannon of an arm.
Gunned him.
As that is now 2 outs, and that's going to bring up Camden Kinney. Kinney, left-handed hitter for Mountain Pines, takes that first pitch called strike.
You know this kid's going to be good.
Because he's left-handed.
No.
Oh.
He's got a good name.
Kinney?
No.
Just kidding, Camden. Okay, so we're gonna try to get through. We've got the rules for the pitching. Okay, so if you have less than 20 pitches or less, you need no days rest. There's a swing and a miss from Kinney for strike 2. If you have 21 to 35 pitches, you need 1 calendar day's rest. 36 to 50 pitches is 2 calendar days rest. 51 to 65 pitches, you got 3 days rest, and then 66 plus with a max, I believe I heard yesterday, of 85, you have 4 days rest.
It makes it so tough. Man, you got to have in a 3-day, if you're going to play 3 days back-to-back.
Yeah, so coaches yesterday were asking for pitch counts with the official scorer here a lot yesterday, working on stuff. There's a ball hit out to left field. Left fielder had him played perfect in the gap as Camden Kinney flies out to left field for out number 3. And we are going to the top of the second. Mountain Pines cuts the deficit in half as Silver Creek leads 4-2. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of Little League All-Star Baseball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Are you underwater on your trade and you're wondering what it's worth? Well, come on in and let us make the process easy. We will appraise your trade, give you the most for it, and now has never been a better time to trade your vehicle for a newer pre-owned vehicle here at Horn Auto Center.
I have bought 6 cars from Horn Auto Center. They always have a great deal, and they always take care of me and don't pressure me in any way of getting something that might not work best for me or my family. This would be the only place I would actually go in Sholo.
We are Horn Auto Center, the Chevy, Cadillac, and GMC store that saves you more.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Welcome back to St. John's, Arizona, and Show Lo Ford's presentation of Little League All-Star Baseball, the Majors division here on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com. Brian Lang with the absolute honor of Camden Smith hanging out for a little while. I don't know how long I'm going to have Camden.
Absolute honor, huh?
Absolutely.
Hey, let me tell you, that was a big inning for Mountain Pines. They get 2 runs. That makes a huge difference. Two-run deficit looks a lot different in inning number 2 than a 4-run deficit. So nice job with them.
Absolutely. You talked about having confidence in this age group and building on confidence, and give up 4 runs in the first and then bounce right back and cut that lead in half, or that deficit in half, and put up 2 is huge.
Now, I wonder what their strategy is with Klein. Obviously, they want to preserve him. And right now, it's tough. I don't know how anybody would stay under 20 pitches.
Well, here's the thing. If you don't win this one, you're not guaranteed the next one. So if this is your guy and your ace, I feel like you got to go get this one, because if you don't go get this one and you try to save him for, say, a future one, and you let this one slip away, you're going to be in trouble, because now you're playing extra games that you possibly didn't need to play.
Right.
Fastball outside. This is Trigger Fish. There's a 2-ball, 2-strike count to Fish.
Just love Klein's confidence. I mean, he's so composed up on the mound. This is he's got good delivery.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball.
Nice long delivery there. He does a nice job of developing velocity on his ball, just with his body.
Do you know if Klein's a Pine Top kid or a Show Lo kid?
I'm not sure.
Know?
That's a good question. We have to ask his dad.
I have to figure that out. But either way, one of those, there's a ball hit over to the third baseman. Nice play in the hole. Safe, barely. What a cannon.
And look at Trigger Fish. My goodness, that kid can move. Trigger Fish is a kid who's been playing on their junior football team as quarterback, and they love to run him around the end. You can see why there.
There's a ball outside to Karsten Ramage. So whether it's a Show Lo or a Pine Top kid, there's some future coming to those high school programs of this team. Like, there's some talent out here.
Both of them.
Both sides, absolutely. For Snowflake as a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball, for Snowflake as well, for the Silver Creek kids, and then whether it's Show Lo or Blue Ridge that's going to get some of these kids out here for Mountain Pines. Those baseball coaches at the high school level got to be excited about this.
Absolutely. And you're getting to the point where you're starting to expect it.
Ooh, just over an outstretched arm of the second baseman as Karsten Ramage. We're coming around to score is Trigger Fish. There's that speed you talked about, Camden.
Absolutely. You're going to send him from first base. They're going to score. He scores on a base hit from first, and that's the little hesitation out in the outfield that Mountain Pines is going to have to work on if they're going to be able to get and eliminate these runs, because Snowflake's going to take advantage of that all night long. Once they get a runner on, they're going to be very aggressive around the base pass.
And it wasn't like it was an error. It was just heads up, base running at great speed as Ramage slides into second on a little fumble there from the catcher.
Here's the thing, Brian. He knew that the coaching staff knew Trigger was scoring.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they were on it.
There's a ground ball hit past first base for a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. This is Xander Owens.
And how important is it for you get 12-year-old kid, you teach him to run hard like that no matter what? I mean, that's hard to get a 12-year-old kid to run around 3 bases and to recognize that turns into a run if you're hustling.
And there's another Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. And to add to that, this isn't like Little League running. We're just sending kids because so-and-so can't catch or so-and-so can't throw. This is actually good heads-up base running. Fundamental baseball so far on both sides with these two teams. There's a curveball ball hit through the 5-6 hole into left field as Owens is going to get a single, and they're going to hold up Ramage, as he did have to hesitate a little bit, as Xander Owens with a single. And now runners on the corners for the top of the order in Maddox Wall.
Well, if you're an outfielder for Mountain Pines right now, you're thinking to yourself, I cannot hesitate. If you're a cutoff man, you're thinking to yourself, I cannot hesitate. I have got to turn and throw, and they've got to know where they're going with the ball. They're going to have to communicate well, line up their cutoff throws, and make sure that they line up their relay throws and make sure that they hit their cutoffs, or this is going to be a long night for Mountain Pines.
Absolutely. You are listening to Little League Baseball presented by Sholo Ford on iTalk 106.7 FM, KNKI Pine Top, Sholo, and on 102.5 Pine Top, a Kopaniki communication station. Now we're back to the top of the order in Maddox Wall. Wall ended up having a ground 2 on assist as he popped up to the catcher in that first at bat in the first inning, and then Silver Creek went on to score 4, and there he takes a called strike on the outside corner. Again, runners on the corners, 5-2 as that ball is hit down the right field line for a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball for strike 2. Here we are in the top of the second. It is 5-2 now. Silver Creek over Mountain Pines.
Turn into a really good ball game right now. This is fun. If you like offense, this is a fun game to watch.
And both pitchers pounding the zone, doing a good job. Here's a ball hit out to left field. That's going to fall in as it's in the middle of no man's land, as Maddox scores Ramage for a RBI single, and now a 6-2 lead for Silver Creek.
Batting number 0, Paxton.
Silver Creek runners on first and second for Paxton Everett. Everett singled and scored in that 4-run first. There's a ball hit up the middle. Shortstop, nice play.
Yeah.
Double play. Woo. Not something you see very often at this level, Canada, but that was tailor-made. Here's a great replay. Steps on it, clears himself
How about that?
out of the way of the runner, and throws a rocket over to first base as there's first out of Maddox. Everett was second out on the 6-3 double play.
There's your man right there. Nice play.
Great play. That shortstop, number 10. Let me flip my card over. That is Brigden Flake. We got some arms on this diamond
great
tonight.
Players. This is fun, right?
This is fantastic. There's a ball hit up in the air. First baseman's under it, and Bracken Core is retired on the fly out to first base. Silver Creek scores 2 to make it 6-2 as we're going to the bottom of the second with Mountain Pines coming to bat. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of Little League All-Star Softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
Welcome back to St. John's, Arizona, and Sholo Ford's presentation of Little League All-Star Softball or Baseball here on iTalk 106.7, iTalk106.7.com. We've got the Majors Division here, winners bracket game between Silver Creek, kids from Snowflake and Taylor, playing Mountain Pines. The Mountain Pines is the 1 seed here in this tournament, as they had that first round bye, and they now are playing tonight in this winner's bracket. It is 6-2 Silver Creek.
Can I double check Dylan's
going
pitch count?
Into the
Dylan
bottom
Ennis?
of the second.
Okay, thank you. Okay, this will be last batter, and then I'll switch.
And your coaches, you're going to hear them in our mics. They're constantly going to be checking kids' pitch counts, again, depending on how the game goes and what they're trying to figure out of what they're checking for their pitch counts. Okay, depends on their day's rest. So let's see if I can go through this quickly before we get the next hitter. If you have 1 to 20 pitches, there's no rest. 21 to 35 is 1 day. 36 to 50, 2 days. 51 to 65, 3 days. 66 plus is 4 days with a max of 85. Here's a first pitch from, let's see, sorry, my pitcher tonight for Silver Creek is Dylan Ennis, and up the bat right now is Bentley Martinez. Here's the pitch from Ennis. Ball 2 to Martinez, 2-0. Here is Mountain Pines down 4 here in the bottom of the second. Silver Creek scored 4 in the first. Mountain Pines answered with 2 in the bottom of the first, and then Silver Creek just added 2 more in the top of the second. There's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball as Martinez is well behind that fastball. Both pitchers today for these two teams have been throwing gas. We've seen some cannon of arms from the left side of the infield from both teams. And there's a pitch just missing on that outside corner for ball 3.
Just solid infield play.
Oh, very solid. And 2 pitchers that are making Quinn Ashton's job behind the plate very easy.
Yeah.
As there's a walk.
You spoke too soon.
Maybe not a walk. It's 3. 3-2. I missed a strike somewhere. We got a full count here to Bentley Martinez. Here's the 3-2 pitch. There's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball as Martinez is still late on that one.
Well, I wasn't behind the dish last night. I watched this on TV, so I don't know the velocity here tonight from Ennis. How does it compare to the pitchers you saw from Silver Creek last night?
I'm trying to remember who pitched. The second pitcher for Silver Creek was pretty similar to this. There's the one pitch right on the black for a called strike 3.
Nice pitch.
This isn't anything at Ennis. He's a little guy.
Yeah.
He throws hard. And look, we're already getting a pitching change as
so hard.
So this is where philosophies are going to come into play.
Yep, strategy.
So we're just going to stay here and chat about this because there's the opinion of we've got to get through this game to get to the next one. And then there's the opinion of if we get to the next one, we need to have pitchers. So what are we looking at? You know what I mean?
So if I'm Silver Creek's coach, here's a couple things I'm looking at. I've got a 4-run lead right now, and I trust my hitters.
Okay, I got Paxton coming in for Dylan. Bracken's going to third, and then just moving third baseman to second.
So we have Paxton Everett now taking warm-up pitches on the mound.
Hey, that last
Silver Creek.
Inning, we scored 3. Is that right? Should be 7.
I have 2.
Okay. Thank you.
But, maybe it was 3.
Well, they defaulted to that, but
they sure did.
I thought they only played it 2 as well, but we're a long way from being official.
I wonder if there's one that crossed on the double play that we were so excited and focused on that if they got to run across.
Yeah, that might have been.
So that would have been Elias Klein. Klein's on mountain. It would have been, let's see, Wall was out. So it might have been, it was Xander Owens that came across.
Well, back to your pitching conversation. You know, if I'm Snowflake, I'm going to trust my bats here tonight because I've got a 4-run now. I got a 5-run lead now, and I'm thinking to myself, hey, I've got sticks. I can score runs. I'm going to save my pitcher because this is such a hard. It's such a hard thing to make to lose one of your ace pitchers for more than a day.
Yeah.
In a 3-day tournament, it's almost impossible.
This is Grayson Diamond for Mountain Pines, and they threw 4 pitchers tonight as he's going to reach as he was hit by a pitch. Silver Creek threw 4 pitchers last night with limiting pitch counts. Now, it was easy because it was a blowout win, so they were able to control some things, but they were able to, again, control some things and keep some pitchers.
Exactly.
And now we've got Brody Smith coming up the plate, big, tall, right-handed hitter for Mountain Pines. Runner on first with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Everett with the pitch. Smith with a big swing and a miss for strike 1. Smith, tall kid, that's a good swing. If he barrels one up, this thing's going to go. Left field is playing in and over towards right center. Smith takes that one outside for ball 1. 1-1 the count, runner on first. 7-2 is our score as Silver Creek leads Mountain Pines here early in this one as we're only in the bottom of the second. Fastball outside from Everett for ball 2. 2-1 the count to Brody Smith. Grayson Diamond at first base as he was hit by a pitch. There's a fastball up and out. 1 out here in the inning. There's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball as Smith gets a hold of that one, staying alive there on that pitch that's on the outside corner. Full count to Brody Smith. There's a great shot of Brody. There's another one. You got the phones out, as you can see from Mom and Dad. Here's the pitch, and that's up and out, and Smith draws the walk, and now Mountain Pines has got runners on first and second. And that's going to draw a conversation from the Silver Creek coach to come out and talk to Everett. Mountain Pines got something going here with 1 out. Now runners on first and second, trailing by 5.
Well, did I give Snowflake bad advice?
Huh?
Did they give Snowflake bad advice? Would you have kept your ace in a little bit longer? Lose him for, I'm assuming he's at under 50 pitches right now.
Guaranteed.
Did they keep him under 30?
I'm the philosophy of you got to win today to get to tomorrow.
What's the cutoff? 30 is a day's rest, right? 30 something.
So it was 21 to 35 is 1 day's rest.
So
there's a swing and a miss by Alcantar. This is Layson Alcantar. So no, I'm with you. I mean, again, it's a philosophy thing, but for me, and this is just me and my opinion, and that's all it is an opinion, you can't get to tomorrow in the winner's bracket to face Round Valley if you don't get past today.
Yeah, I'm loving my sticks if I'm Snowflake or if I'm Silver Creek, but man, when you watch your pitcher struggle up there, you start to second guess.
And then from what I've seen, and this is no offense to anybody else in this tournament, these are the 2 top teams in this tournament. That from what I've seen so far, as far as defensively, swinging the bat, pitching staffs. We saw 4 pitchers last night for Silver Creek, and they could all throw.
Yeah.
And so far, there's a ball 1 outside to Nolan Fish. I'm assuming Mountain Pines is going with their horse as he's still in the game. That they're riding him until this game either gets back in their control, or if it's a blowout on the other side and becomes that, you're only wasting possibly 1, maybe 2 pitchers tonight. Here's a pitch. There's a swing and a miss from Fish. 1-2 the count to Nolan Fish. He is the 11th hitter for Mountain Pines. Again, in Little League, everybody's in the lineup to hit. There's a ball outside to Fish. So now they just will move kids around defensively. So Mountain Pines has 11 kids. Snowflake or Silver Creek has 12. So we might never know about defense other than pitchers. So there's ball 3-2 the count to Nolan Fish. Braden Applegate waiting his turn on deck as the leadoff hitter for Mountain Pines. Here's the pitch from Everett. Curveball up high and walks him, and now the bases are loaded. Bases loaded, 1 out. The board has 2 out. Well, 2 outs. 2 outs. Bases loaded for the leadoff hitter, Braden Applegate. Applegate hit a chopper, first pitch of the game, back to the pitcher. And now Everett trying to get himself out of this mini jam. Here's a pitch from Paxton Everett, fastball up and out for ball 1. Camden, we might be talking about this pitching decision for a while tonight because, again, it's just, I mean, it's not that anyone's philosophy is right or wrong.
Well, and this is where it's so tough. Like
it is.
Snowflake draws a early game, and that's the disadvantage of playing a game yesterday. We talked about the advantage, getting some of the butterflies out of the way. The disadvantage, of course, is you have to use up some of your pitchers.
Yeah.
And you come in and you have to face a team that is this tough with Mountain Pines. That's hard to do.
Ball up from Everett. 2-1 the count to Braden Applegate.
Good news, this is a double elimination tournament, so no matter what happens, you still got a shot.
There's a ball high, and whoever the loser of this game has to play tomorrow against White Mountain Apaches, and they've already played 2 games, so I'm not even sure what their pitching is going to look like come tomorrow afternoon. As that ball's in the dirt, and that is going to be a walk, as now across comes Grayson Diamond. Applegate gets over the first, and we're going to have another pitching change.
And here's the interesting thing, Brian. I think, you get to this all-star level, and man, you can't work pitchers all during you get like 3 weeks to practice. You can't just work pitchers the whole time. No. And so you got to develop some pitchers that wouldn't normally pitch.
Correct. Well, we're going to step away and let Maddox Wall warm up. 7-3 going in, we're here in the bottom of the second. 7-3 Silver Creek. This is Show Low Ford's presentation of Little League All-Star Baseball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
For years, he's battled the toughest opponent of his life.
He's down!
But today, with Dr. Arnault and Comfort Fit Dentures, the fight changes. With Comfort Fit Dentures and Show Low, you can taste the victory. With free exams and x-rays, an in-house lab, and payment plans starting at just $110 a month, Comfort Fit makes it easy to claim victory. Call today for your free exam and x-rays.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
St. John's, Arizona, Xander Keith up to bat. 2 balls, 1 strike count, bases loaded, and there's a ground ball hit up the middle. Backhanded play by a second baseman. Great backhanded defensive play. Another web gem on this field tonight as Silver Creek gets himself out of the jam as Maddox Wall comes in, gets them out of the jam. We're going to the top of the third. Silver Creek leads Mountain Pines 7-3. This is Show Low Ford's presentation of Little League All-Star Baseball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you. Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Show Low. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
You have a vision, a brand to build, a message to share. You need signs that turn heads, apparel that makes a statement, banners that grab attention, and business cards to leave a lasting impression. Your success starts with the right tools. That's where we come in. Allegra Sholo brings your ideas to life with custom designs and top quality products, helping you stand out and grow your brand. Let's make something amazing together. Call Allegra Sholo today.
Welcome back to St. John's, Arizona, and Sholo Ford's presentation of Little League All-Star Baseball on iTalk 106.7, iTalk106.7.com. 51 pitches for Keith out there as we got a great shot of him. Xander Keith on the mound. Or sorry, that's Elias Klein. My fault. Elias is on the mound, 51 pitches as he's been the starter and stayed in. We're going to the top of the third. Silver Creek leads Mountain Pines 7-3. We're still looking for, we've seen a lot of web gems. We're still looking for that Deemer's glass shattering hit of the game. And if you need glass for your home or business, Deemer's Glass in Lakeside, hands down the best place to call when you need quality glass at affordable prices. Call Deemer's Glass at 1-888-GLASSMAN. Leading off, Jeremiah Jameson as he takes first pitch over to shortstop. Shortstop tries to make a backhanded play just over the glove. Jeremiah Jameson with a single to lead off the top of the third. Jameson, a hard hit ball. He wants to throw his name in the hat for that Horn Auto Center drive of the game, that Chevy, Cadillac, and GMC store that saves you more. He's off and running, and he is safe at second as Jameson takes second on the stolen base. Riker Bjorn, single and an RBI and a run scored in the first. Takes that first pitch called strike. Klein with the pitch. And there's a ground ball, little short ground ball is short, and he is safe. Bjorn using the speed. Great arm there from the shortstop. That is number 10, Brigden Flake. But Riker Bjorn safe at first on the single. Jeremiah Jameson moves up on the throw, and Silver Creek's got something cooking with Carter Christensen up the bat. Curveball called strike, throw down to second, and we are in safe as Bjorn steals second, and now runners at second and third for Silver Creek. Christensen single and scored in the first. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Klein. Fastball roped into the bleachers, heads up for that Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. No balls, 2 strikes. Top of the third. They haven't updated the scoreboard yet, but it is top of the third. 7-3 is our score here as Silver Creek leads Mountain Pines. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Klein. Curveball roped into right field. 1 run is in. 2 runs coming across. And Carter Christensen with a 2 RBI single extends the Silver Creek lead 9-3. And that's going to bring up the catcher, James Ramberg. Ramberg 1 for 1 on the day with a single, 2 RBIs, and a run scored. And Christensen on the move, steals second. Good throw from the catcher. Catcher for Mountain Pines, Braden Applegate. Good arm. There's a curveball called strike to Ramberg. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Christensen now on second. 2 runs across here in the top of the third. Klein with the pitch. Another curveball outside for ball 2. Klein, again, works fast. We've talked about this in other broadcasts. Pitchers that work quick don't allow your defense to get on their heels and fall asleep. Fastball up, roped into the 3-4 hole into right field. Around comes Christensen, and he's gonna score as James Ramberg with a single and an RBI.
Value number 25.
Says, you know what? Christensen and Ramberg want to throw their name in the hat for that Deemer's glass shattering hit of the game. And they said, you know what, while we're at it, we want to be in the running for the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Player of the Game. If you need to go check them out. They're on the right-hand side of the road just before you get to the Honda Resort and Casino on Highway 260. We've got a coaching, they're having a discussion, and we are going to get a pitching change. We're going to step away for a quick break as we got a new pitcher. We'll get that name. Silver Creek leads 10-3 here in the top of the third over Mountain Pines. This is Show Low Ford's presentation of Little League All-Star Baseball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learn a new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
Welcome back to St. John's, Arizona, and Little League All-Star Baseball presented by Show Low Ford here on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com. Brigden Flake now on the hill for Mountain Pines Little League, and the first batter he's going to face is going to be Cash Olberg. Olberg 0 for 1 on the day as he reached on an error and was stranded at second base in the first. 10-3 our score here in the top of the third. I know on the YouTube side it says the second inning. It just has not been updated. We are in the top of the third here with Silver Creek leading 10-3 over Mountain Pines. Runner on first base. There's a fastball high to Olberg for ball 1. Over at first base is James Ramberg as he singled just before the pitching change and had an RBI as Silver Creek has put 3 across in this inning. Here's the pitch. As a Mountain Mobile Autoglass foul ball as Olberg is late on that high fastball. Silver Creek put up 4 in the first as Mountain Pines responded with 2 in the bottom of the first. And then Silver Creek scored 3 in the top of the second. Mountain Pines scored 1, and now in the top of the third, Silver Creek has 3, and they are still batting with no outs. And 3 runs across, snap throw back to first base. Ramberg slides in safely. 2-1 the count to Olberg. Olberg steps back in. And Brigden Flake winds up and delivers high and outside for ball 3. 3-1 the count to Olberg. There's a shot right there of Ramberg sitting over at first base. Here's a pitch, and that one is low, and Olberg's going to draw the walk. Trot down to first. Runners on first and second. No outs for Dylan Ennis. Ennis started the game on the hill. And then with the pitch counts, the Silver Creek trying to save some pitchers. So we're going to see, are they going to try to play a little small ball here with no outs and runners on first and second? They sure are. Ennis squares around to bunt, pulls back, and then has to dive out of the way of that one as that one went up and in on Ennis. And Ennis, 1 ball, no strike the count. Ennis struck out looking in the first. No outs here in the top of the third. Fastball low to Ennis. Snap throw back to second base. Ramberg on his horse as the ball gets put in the center field. Gets by the second baseman. Ramberg over the third. Olberg follows suit, goes into second. And now Silver Creek has got 2 runners in scoring position. And Dylan Ennis up the bat with a 2-ball or no strike count. We'll see if the small ball stays in play here. Here's the windup and the pitch. Strike called right at the knees to Ennis. Again, Brigden Flake on the hill in relief for Mountain Pines. Here's the windup and the pitch. Fastball on the outside corner, right at the belt. Innes doesn't like it. Be careful showing up umpires there, young man. As that's 2 balls, 2 strikes. And there's a curveball and a swing through. Great pitch as Innes just missed that one.
Line number 21,
and he
Trigger.
goes down for out number 1. And that's going to bring up Trigger Fish. Fish 1 for 1 on the day, singled and scored in the first. There's a ball on the curveball. Here's the pitch to Fish. That ball is in the dirt, gets by the catcher, and that's going to score Ramberg from third. Olberg moves up to third. And Fish 2 balls, no strikes.
Camden, who's the TD guy? Who's the kid? Camden. Who's the TD? Mel's asking. RJ, I'm terrible. No, absolutely fine. I'm just going to. No. I don't mind. Yeah, you can back up. Give him a second.
They're checking on the catcher as that one caught him in the wrist as he was trying to block that one, and it just bounced off the dirt. So they're giving a check. So 2 balls, no strikes. Runner on third. 11-3 is our score here in the top of the third inning. Silver Creek over Mountain Pines are going to give Applegate a couple pitches to see because it was his glove hand to make sure his wrist is all right. He says he's good, and we are ready to go again. It's Trigger Fish
Trigger.
stepping back in the box. Here's the windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss from Fish. Brigden Flake blew that one by him. Trying to get Mountain Pines back in the dugout here as they trail 11-3 here in the top of the third. Here's the windup and the pitch. Strike 2 called as Fish tried to hold up, but it was a called strike as it was right on that inside corner. 2-2 to count. 1 out. Olberg at third as that one gets by the catcher. Olberg comes in. He's going to slide in safe just ahead of the throw. Great throw there by Applegate. Flake made the tag, but it was right on top of the plate as Olberg slides in safe and extends the Silver Creek lead to 12-3. 2-2 or full count pitch. There's strike 3 called on that inside corner. Catches Fish looking for out number 2.
Line number 7,
Karsten Ramage, single and an RBI as he threw his name in the hat for that Deemer's glass shattering hit of the game. Here's the windup from Flake and the pitch. Fastball right on that outside corner for strike 1. Outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Swing and a miss for strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And no runners on here in the top of the third. Curveball up high for ball 2. 2-2 the count. 12-3 is our score. Silver Creek over Mountain Pines. Here's the windup and the pitch. Curveball chopped into the ground. Flake makes the play, flips it over the first to retire Ramage and get Mountain Pines into the dugout. They're going to the bottom of the third. Mountain Pines trails Silver Creek 12-3. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of Little League All-Star Baseball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Are you underwater on your trade and you're wondering what it's worth? Well, come on in and let us make the process easy. We will appraise your trade, give you the most for it, and now has never been a better time to trade your vehicle for a newer pre-owned vehicle here at Horn Auto Center.
I have bought 6 cars from Horn Auto Center. They always have a great deal, and they always take care of me and don't pressure me in any way of getting something that might not work best for me or my family. This would be the only place I would actually go in Show Low.
We are Horn Auto Center, the Chevy, Cadillac, and GMC store that saves you more.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Welcome back to St. John's, Arizona, and Show Low Ford's presentation of Little League All-Star Baseball here in the Majors Division on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com. 12-3 is our score here in this winner's bracket game between Silver Creek and Mountain Pines. There's a first pitch swinging up the middle. Shortstop makes the play, but not in time as Brigden Flake legs out the infield single.
Number 1, Elias.
Leading off for Mountain Pines, and now Elias Klein coming to the plate. Klein roped a double for 2 RBIs as that ball gets past the catcher. And Brigden Flake showing off some speed, and he's gonna score as he comes all the way around and scores on the wild pitch, and then the error on the throw as Flake flying around those bases, showing off that speed, and there's a shot of Flake scoring. And Mountain Pines now trailing 12-4 as they just got to keep chipping away at this deficit. Fly ball hit. Second baseman under it, makes the play on the shortstop side of the bag and retires Klein for out number 1.
Batting number 41, Dextry.
Pitching in relief, Maddox Wall for Silver Creek. And now we've got Dextry Wright 0 for 1 on the day as he grounded out the third, and he takes first pitch, called strike on that outside corner. Both pitchers working quickly today. Again, we like it when there's a flow to the game. Defense not sitting on their heels waiting, as that one's over the head of Dextry for ball 2. 2-1 the count. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Mountain Pines trails Silver Creek 12-4. There's a swing and a miss from Wright to even it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Maddox Wall all set, ready to go, and delivers. Fastball high, full count. To right on deck, Camden Kinney. Waiting his turn over there in the third base dugout. Here's the stretch and the delivery. And that is ball 4 high as Wright draws the walk. And that brings up Kinney. Kinney 0 for 1 on the day as he flew out to left field. There's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball from Kinney for strike 1. Dextry Wright over at first, 1 out. That one gets back to the backstop. And now Wright gonna move up to second base. 1-1 the count to Wright. Runner at second here. Bottom of the third. Fastball outside corner called strike 2. Wall already up on the rubber set and delivers the 1-2 pitch, and there's a swing and a miss for out number 2. And that's going to bring up Bentley Martinez. Martinez walked in the second.
Number 5, Bentley.
He ducks out of the way of that one for ball 1. Here's the pitch from Wall. Right on that outside corner, called strike one. 1-1 the count. Runner at second. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third, and that gets them. That gets Martinez. That's why they wear helmets. That one catches them in the helmet, and Bentley's going to move on down to first base.
What's his pitch count?
As we're asking for pitch counts again.
What's his pitch count?
Trying to figure out the coaches what they want to do with their pitching staff.
Batting number 9, Grayson.
And you can see Core there talking to Wall, trying to calm him down. We're going to get a mound visit from the coach. And we're going to get a pitching change as they're working on their pitch counts. We're going to take a quick break. 12-4 is our score. Silver Creek over Mountain Pines. This is Show Low Ford's presentation of Little League All-Star Baseball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so we can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Back to St. John's, Arizona, and Show Low Ford's presentation of Little League All-Star Baseball for the Majors Division here on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com. Trigger Fish now on the hill for Silver Creek, taking his warm-up pitches as Silver Creek leads Mountain Pines 12-4 here in the bottom of the third. Mountain Pines has runners on first and second with 2 outs. And Grayson Diamond coming to the plate.
Batting number 9, Grayson.
Grayson was hit by a pitch and scored in the second inning. And now Grayson looking to do some damage with 2 runners on as they trail by 8. Trying to claw their way back into this game. Here's the first pitch. Fastball low and outside for ball 1. Get Trigger Fish on the hill in relief for Silver Creek. This is pitcher number 3 for Silver Creek as they are working the pitch count rules, trying to keep their pitching staff in line for these future games of this tournament. Again, the winner of this game plays Round Valley tomorrow night here at 7:30. The loser of this game plays White Mountain Apaches out of White River tomorrow at 5 o'clock. There's a ball hit out to right field. Right fielder right there to catch it. I believe that is Riker Bjorn, as Bjorn makes the play in right field, and Grayson retired on the line out to right. Mountain Pines gets 1, and they trail Silver Creek 12-4 going to the top of the 4th. This is Show Low Ford's presentation of Little League All-Star Baseball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Show Low Ford. Show Low Ford has the best deals. Not only does Show Low Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Show Low Ford sells the best at the best price. Show Low Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at ShowLowFord.com.
For years, he's battled the toughest opponent of his life.
He's down!
But today, with Dr. Arnaud and Comfort Fit Dentures, the fight changes. With Comfort Fit Dentures and Show Low, you can taste the victory. With free exams and x-rays, an in-house lab, and payment plans starting at just $110 a month, Comfort Fit makes it easy to claim victory. Call today for your free exam and x-rays.
Welcome back to St. John's, Arizona, and Show Low Ford's presentation of Little League All-Star Baseball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com. New pitcher for Mountain Pines on the hill. Trying to see, I believe it's number 2. Is that number 7? That's Braden Applegate. Applegate now on the hill for the Mountain Pines Little League team as they trail Silver Creek 12-4. Going to the top of the 4th inning. And top of the 4th, we are going to have Xander Owens leading off. Owens, the 12th hitter for Silver Creek. As again in Little League, they're hitting everybody on their roster in the lineup. So Silver Creek has 12. They're going to hit 12, and the coaches just can move people around as they please defensively. On the other side for Mountain Pines, they have 11 on their lineup card and hitting all 11, and again, moving people around as they please. So other than the pitcher, we can't really tell where everybody else is playing on defense as they're moving people around, but we're going to try to do our best for us. As Flake is now behind the plate. Brigden Flake is now behind the plate for Mountain Pines. And again, Xander Owens leading off. Owens 1 for 1 on the day with a single and a run scored. Here's the pitch. First pitch swinging from Owens, swung through it, missed for strike 1. Applegate working fast as well. There's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. Owens in a hole, no balls, 2 strikes. 12-4 is our score here in the top of the 4th. Again, I don't know the run rule for Little League, so we're going to see how that pans out as that ball's lifted up to the shortstop. Shortstop couldn't come in quick enough as that one just dies right in front of him, and Owens gets the infield single to lead off the bottom or the top of the 4th. And that's going to bring up Maddox Wall. Wall 1 for 2 on the day with a single and RBI in the 2nd. First pitch swinging a laser down the left field line, just foul for a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball as that thing just missed the paint out there in left field. That was a good swing there by Maddox Wall for strike 1. Xander Owens over on first base. 12-4 is our score. There's another one hit deep out to left field. Left fielder just out of the reach of the left fielder. Owens on his way to third, and Maddox Wall in with a stand-up double as Wall throws his name in the hat for that Horn Auto Center drive of the game. The Chevy, Cadillac, and GMC store that saves you more. Silver Creek got something cooking here in the top of the 4th as Paxton Everett ducks out of the way of that one for ball 1. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. No outs here. Top 4. Silver Creek leads 12-4 here. And Paxton Everett up the bat. He is 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a run scored in the 1st. And then a ground out to short in the 2nd. Here's the pitch. Strike called right there at the belt to even it up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Braden Applegate with the pitch. Down the middle, swung out right field. Right fielder's under it. And it's over his head as he could, maybe he lost it in the lights. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. And Paxton Everett is going to make it all the way over to third. And I'm giving him the triple because even though the right fielder's under it, if he doesn't make contact with the ball, it's not an error. He just possibly missed it or lost it in the lights. And Paxton Everett gets 2 RBIs. And Silver Creek extends their lead to 14-4. And that's going to bring up Bracken Core. 1 ball, no strike to count. Core RBI single in the 1st and then flew out to first. And that's a laser through the 5-6 hole in the left field. And Core with another single and another RBI as Core says, you know what? I want to be considered for the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Player of the Game. Go check out Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports on the right-hand side of the road on Highway 260 just before you get to the Honda Resort and Casino. Catcher tries a snap throw. Core at first. Ball gets in the right field. Core on his horse into third base. Stands up on the air. And now Silver Creek's got a runner at third. No outs. And Jeremiah Jamison up the bat. Jamison 1 for 2 on the day, struck out in the 1st, singled and scored in the 3rd. And there's a foul tip into the mitt for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes to count. And there's a ball hit up to the shortstop. Jamison out at first, but he gets an RBI as a 6-3 putout, but it's an RBI for Jamison as Core comes across the score. And that is out number 1, and now 16-4. Silver Creek over Mountain Pines. As that is now 4 runs across here in the top of the 4th. And now we've got up the bat Riker Bjorn. Bjorn, 2 for 2 on the day, 2 singles, a run scored, 2 RBIs. Here's the pitch. Riker takes the first pitch, called strike. Riker has his name in the hat for that Deemer's glass shattering hit of the game as well. He ducks out of the way of that one to even it up. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Applegate with the pitch. Bjorn, ground ball up the middle. Nice backhanded play by the second baseman. Gets the speedy Bjorn. What a play there by the second baseman. As we're getting a shot, possibly that's the shortstop.
Batting number 2, Carter.
Second baseman. Nice backhanded play to retire Bjorn for out number 2. And now Carter Christensen. Christensen 2 for 2 on the day, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. He also wants to be in the running for that Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Player of the Game. He ducks out of the way of that one for ball 2. Still haven't seen a Comfort Fit Dentures home run yet. Smile, Comfort Fit Dentures. Possibly maybe see one of those here out of Christian as he's barreled up a couple. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Applegate. Christensen ducks out of the way of that one. Good hitters count here, 3-1. Applegate up on the rubber quickly. Deep breath there from Applegate. Here's the windup and the pitch. And that is ball 4 as Christensen draws the walk. 2 outs, runner on first now.
Number 17, James.
16-4 is our score, and it looks like we are going to have a pitching change as a strategy with these coaches trying to figure out their pitch counts so they can have kids available. We're going to have number 9 coming in for Mountain Pines, Grayson Diamond. We're going to step away real quick, take a quick break. 16-4 is our score. Silver Creek over Mountain Pines here in the top of the 4th. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of Little League All-Star Baseball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Arizona, and Sholo Ford's presentation of Little League All-Star Baseball Majors Division here in St. John's on iTalk 1067, iTalk1067.com. Majors Division, 11 and 12-year-olds. We have Silver Creek here in the winner's bracket game playing Mountain Pines. Mountain Pines is the number 1 seed in the tournament, and they are currently trailing 16-4. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Carter Christensen on first base, and James Ramberg up the bat. Ramberg 2 for 2 on the day, 2 singles, 2 run scores, 3 RBIs. First pitch swinging, ball hit into the left field through that 3-4 hole, and he's on his way to second, and he is going to be out at second, trying to hustle, can't knock the hustle. No run scores there as Ramberg with another single is then thrown out on the 5-4 putout for out number 3. We're going to the bottom of the 4th. Silver Creek, there's a great replay, great tag. He's out. Great tag there by the shortstop. We're going to the bottom of the fourth. Silver Creek leads 16-4 over Mountain Pines. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of Little League All-Star Baseball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Welcome back to St. John's, Arizona, and Sholo Ford's presentation of Little League All-Star Baseball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com. All smiles right now over there in the Silver Creek dugout as they lead Mountain Pines 16-4 here in the bottom of the fourth. Mountain Pines needing to get some runs here, as I'm not sure the run rule here in Little League. I'm going to try to find that out real quick. But leading off for Mountain Pines will be Brody Smith. And on the hill for Silver Creek is Trigger Fish. Fish is coming in relief and trying to finish this thing out for Silver Creek. The winner of this game plays Round Valley tomorrow night right here in St. John's at 7:30. The loser of this game turns around and has to play the early one tomorrow at 5 o'clock against White Mountain Apaches from White River, as they were victorious today in extra innings against St. John's. Sent St. John's home 0-2 in the tournament, and White Mountain Apaches live to see another day, as they will get the loser of this one tomorrow at 5. The other side of the bracket is being played in Flagstaff. We'll get those updates for you more than likely tomorrow, as Flagstaff plays Winslow tonight, and Payson will be playing Holbrook tonight over in Flagstaff. And then the teams will be making their way this way starting Saturday. They are having a discussion in the lineup, as this should be Brody Smith. Should be Brody hitting right now instead of Alcatar. So they're getting that fixed out. Everybody, even the Silver Creek coach, is coming out with his lineup card telling them it's Smith. Yeah.
It should be 9, 10, 11.
They're working on that. So it's Brody Smith, Layson Alcatar, and then Nolan Fish.
Brody.
Brody Smith coming to the plate. Brody got walked in the second and then was stranded at third. Brody takes first pitch, ball 1. Big, tall, right-handed hitter. There's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Again, we want to thank Allegra and Sholo. Go grow your business with Allegra and Sholo for all your branding signage needs. They also are doing embroidery now. Go get jackets, polos, hats done at Allegra and Sholo. Smith has a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball there. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Here's the pitch. Trigger Fish outside. Even it up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mountain Pines has got to get something going as they trail 16-4 here in the bottom of the fourth to Silver Creek. That ball's inside, full count. Trigger Fish looking to get something started. Again, trying to figure out the run rule here, or the opportunity of it, as now Brody draws his second walk of the game. And he's going to go trotting on down to first. Here comes Layson Alcatar.
Camden, do you know the run rule stuff? Nobody knows that.
There's the first pitch to Alcatar in the dirt for ball 1, gets by, and Brody Smith scampers into second base. Everyone's sitting around me. Nobody seems to know the run rule, so we're just going to see what happens, and when the umpire calls ball game, we'll know we're done. There's ball 2 outside to Alcatar. Again, 16-4. Silver Creek over Mountain Pines here in the bottom of the fourth. Runner at second base as Brody Smith led off the bottom of the fourth and walked. He's now at second base. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Strike one called on the outside corner to Alcantara. Nolan Fish waiting his turn on deck before they roll it over the top of the order. That ball is high. 3-1 the count. As they're trying to calm down Fish. And that is James Ramberg behind the dish, trying to calm his pitcher down, settle him in. Here's the windup and the pitch. And it worked as he throws that one right down the middle for a full count. A full count pitch from Fish is high as Alcantara draws the walk, back-to-back walks for Mountain Pines. Nolan Fish coming to the plate. You're listening to Little League All-Star Baseball presented by Sholo Ford on iTalk 106.7 FM, KNKI, Pine Top, Sholo, and on 102.5 in Pine Top, a Kopeniki communication station. Nolan Fish 0 for 0 on the day. As he walked in the second, he takes that first pitch right down the middle for strike one. No outs, runners on first and second. See it as Mountain Pines try to play a little small ball here just to get themselves back in the game. Nope, as Fish swings through that high fastball for strike two. Runners on first and second here. Mountain Pines trailing 16-4 here in the bottom of the fourth. Trigger Fish with the pitch. That ball's just outside. Good spot there on the 0-2 pitch from Fish. Fish back up on the mound, working quickly as every pitcher has been tonight. And that one, same spot. And that one apparently is called a strike. I didn't see anything from the umpire as I blinked, but Fish goes down looking for called strikeout, out number one. And we're going to get a pitching change again as Riker Bjorn's going to warm up. We're going to step away real quick. 16-4, Silver Creek over Mountain Pines. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of Little League All-Star Baseball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
Welcome back to St. John's, Arizona, and Sholo Ford's presentation of Little League All-Star Baseball, the Majors Division here at iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com. All the coaches working with their pitch count rules to make sure they have kids available for these upcoming games. As the winner of tonight, either one of these teams, they play tomorrow. As Riker Bajorn now on the hill, first pitch swinging there from Braden Applegate for Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. Foul ball past first base. So the winner gets Round Valley. Round Valley played last night and then has a day off tonight with there being 5 teams in this bracket. Bajorn fastball up high for ball one. The loser of tonight's game turns around and plays 5 o'clock tomorrow against White Mountain Apaches from White River. The winner again tonight gets Round Valley in the nightcap tomorrow. Bajorn painting that outside corner for strike two. Applegate 0 for 1 on the day, grounded out in the first inning, the pitcher, and then walked in the second, and there he strikes out swinging for out number 2. And that's going to bring up Xander
number 16,
Keith.
Xander
Keith, 1 for 2 on the day, singled and scored in the first, and then had a fielder's choice in the second. Bajorn with a curveball that's laced into left field. Around comes Smith. He's going to score, sliding in. Smith says, you know what, Mom, you need to do some laundry tonight when I get home because I got dirty. Here's the throw. No throw from Core at third. Smith. There's Smith chugging around. Good fundamental slide right there. Smith scores. And now it is 16-5. Mountain Pines is Xander Keith with an RBI single. He's looking for that